Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with his On the Snow Before You Go forecast. First off, we'll look at the spider chart. Odds of best snow next 5 to 7 days, so more purple, higher on the web, represents better odds of snow. There's really only one main storm system for the next 7 days. And initially, those areas in the Pacific Northwest, BC, Northern Tier will be favored. Then as that low breaks loose and moves across the Intermountain West, Utah and Colorado, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, will be favored for the best snow. And then looking down the road, here are my bullet points, the pattern will then shift back to the Pacific Northwest. So initially, Pacific Northwest, Northern Tier, BC, and then on or after 413, that low will break loose, come through Utah, Colorado, and then in the longer term, it all shifts back. And that longer term pattern, here it is with the jet. So this is 418. You can kind of see the northern branch playing favorites up there in the Pacific Northwest, BC, Banff, Montana, Idaho. So everything will then shift back. And again, that's 418. Let me show you what the forecast radar and satellite is going to look like. So we'll start it on Monday. 410, quiet for the Intermountain West. Everything's in the Pacific Northwest through 411. Then the low starts to break loose. And you can kind of see it dragging that front down through the Intermountain West, 413, 414. We're looking at snow, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. You can see it happening right there in earnest on 414 in Colorado. Colorado's in for some decent snow. 413, 414, probably into 415 as well. Let me just play that out one more time. All right, so here we are on Monday morning, 6 a.m. Here's Tuesday morning at 6. By Wednesday, the low's on the move. And by 413, it's running through Salt Lake, the Wasatch, the Tetons, and then in the Colorado, 413, 414, and 415. All right, let's talk some numbers here. All right, so 410 through 418. I don't have much of anything for California. You're really out of the flow. The numbers in the Pacific Northwest all generally happen pretty early. A couple of feet there through Baker, Rainier, Stevens, and Timberline. Nice numbers through Discovery and Big Sky. Not a ton for the Tetons, not a ton for the Wasatch, but generally 3 to 6 there. Now in Colorado, 413, 414, 415, we're looking at probably 4 to 12 inches. So some good snow there for about a 3-day period, but that's next weekend. And then I really don't have much of anything for Arizona, southern Utah, even northern New Mexico. You're just barely out of the track of this thing. All right, let's talk about the Northeast. And this hasn't changed over the last few days. I don't have anything. There's no big storm systems, not a lot of cold air. It's going to be pretty warm. There may be some precip 417, 418, but it looks like it's going to be rain. One last thing I want to mention. Snow levels. Snow levels are going to increase rapidly in the Sierra, in the Wasatch, and in Colorado from about 4.9, 4.10, 4.11, 4.12. Before that next storm system rolls through, the snow levels are going to be very high. You know, in some cases, for example, in Utah, we're looking at snow levels at freezing levels at 13,000. So we're going to have a big time 24/7 type above freezing situation for Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons coming. And that could spell some issues with avalanches, wet slab avalanches. So just something to keep in mind. The freezing levels are all going to rise rapidly. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in here to this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Take care.